Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Outcast is the name, and today we're going to be talking to you about a player favourite in Warframe, and for one good reason. This. Wait, no, not that. That's what we love her for. The reservoirs. But we'll break that down later in the video. For now, let's get on to my build for Wisp Prime. So guys, here is my build for Wisp or Wisp Prime. Corrosive projection, enemies lose 18% armor. I'm not gonna explain this one, like, it does what it says. It's pretty simple and I use it in a lot of builds. Then I'm running Transient Fortitude, Blind Rage, Umbral Intensify and Augur Secrets, all for strength, which puts my build at 322% strength, which is great for her first ability that we'll explain later on in the video. But that's as much strength as I can pack into this build with only one format on it. So this is extremely cheap. There's a potato on it, which if you don't know what that is, you go to actions and it's this Orokin reactor. This doubles your mod capacity limit, and one polarization, one format. Very easy to do, very easy to get. I'm running Molt Augmented for the ability strength buff as well, and then Arcane Aegis for shield recharge, as she is a support frame, so the more health she can give to her team and the more health and shield she can have for herself and regenerate, the better, as this is purely based on survivability and keeping your team alive and moving. I'm then running Prime Continuity for duration, Streamline for efficiency, Stretch for range, and Vitality just for some extra health, as she doesn't have a tank ability, she doesn't have Overguard, so for the newer player, Vitality is pretty staple in most builds, as if you're not running a tank, Vitality will keep you a bit more life in the tank. As you can see, it doubles, so instead of having 370 health, it puts me straight onto 740, so it's a no-brainer really. We want Vitality in there, especially if you're a newer player. And that is the build of Wisp. Now let's break down why so many people love her, other than the reason you saw at the beginning. So guys, let's get on to the breakdown of Wisp's kit. So Wisp's first ability, Reservoirs. This is her main piece of kit. This or her third ability, Breach Surge, which we'll get into later. But her first ability, Reservoirs, is her bread and butter. It's why so many people use her, because it's what makes her the best support frame in the game, in my opinion. You get 3 motes that you can summon at any point throughout the game. The drain per mote is 31.25 energy. It has a radius of 7.25 meters, so within that you will pick up the mote. And its buff durations last 38.25 seconds. It has a Vitality mote that increases health, and on my build it increases everyone's health by 966, and it gives 96.6 health per second. Then there's a Haste mote. This gives a 64% speed multiplier and a 96% fire rate increase. This is insane for moving around the map, maneuvering between enemies, and for outputting damage, because of course more bullets fired means more damage done. And third is the Shock mote. This has a 100% chance to apply electric status on any enemy it hits. My build will hit 5 targets per pulse at a range of 21.75 meters, so this is perfect for survival situations or long runs. This is easily her best ability if playing as a squad, as you get a health boost, a damage boost, a speed buff, and an actual direct damage output mote. There's not much to explain about this. If you see a Wisp in your game, make sure you're picking up their motes, and if you're running Wisp, make sure you're putting your motes down. Too many people play Wisp and forget to use their motes, so the team don't get the buffs, or too many players will be in a long run with a Wisp and don't go and get her motes. It's free health and free damage, it's a no-brainer. Anyway, her second ability, Will-O-Wisp. This, you cast a spectral image of Wisp if you are wearing her actual equipment from the Prime version. This will fly off, similar to similar to Chroma's effigy, and this will just disappear in a certain direction. You get 3 seconds of invulnerability, and this Wisp will travel for 5.1 seconds. Now, this will distract enemies and take their targeting off you. You can also reactivate it then to teleport to the position of the Wisp, or you can hold it down and it will travel faster for the same duration, and then when it ends, you will automatically teleport to its position. So again, it helps with maneuverability and it takes the heat off you. Another reason why she's so good for survivability, because a lot of her kit is based on either buffing you, your team, or just stopping you from taking damage. Her third ability, Breach Surge. Now, Breach Surge is massively important. So much so that a lot of players will helminth this ability from standard Wisp and put it on many other builds, as Breach Surge is a very, very good buff and team self-buffing ability that a lot of people will run this on anything, not just Wisp. So what Breach Surge does is you essentially fire out orbs of energy from another dimension, and those will blind enemies for 20.4 seconds with my build. They give you a damage multiplier of 6.44, which is 644%, a status chance of 64%, and at a radius of 26.1 meters. This is insane as it increases your damage output. Again, by blinding, enemies aren't hitting you. So with the second and this ability, you're going to be taking minimal damage and outputting crazy amounts of damage. Her fourth ability, probably her weakest link, as a lot of people will helminth it off or get rid of it. But like I said with Revenant and his fourth ability where he spins, her third ability is called Soulgate. Now, Soulgate is another one of those abilities where realistically it's not top tier. You're not going to keep it forever, and you're probably not going to use it very often later in the game. However, it's quite fun to use, so as a newer player, you're going to want to at least try it out. You're probably going to use it a lot more than the seasoned veterans use it, like myself. I use it all the time because I'm not a seasoned veteran. You basically turn Wisp into the sun and output that devastating beam of energy straight out like a plasma laser. And this is insane for newer players, earlier players, and it's just pretty fun. So you hold the fire to double the damage, but it costs more energy to do so, and for the longer you are attacking, the more vulnerable enemies become to the damage. So with mine, it has a drain of 31.25 to activate it, and then 11.76 drain per second while using it, which is why my build also has energy. This does 4,830 heat and radiation damage per second and has a range of 58 meters. This is ample to reach any distance and hit most enemies in any size room on most missions, and it's just fun to use. It's not going to get you end game max level cap enemies, but early on, new players, it's fun and you're going to want to use it. That's the breakdown of her kit. Let's not forget to mention her passive though. Her passive means that she travels through the dimensions, so when you bullet jump or are airborne, she will not take any damage as she is in a different spectral plane. My honest opinion of Wisp is she is the best support frame in the game, and everyone should at least use and try her standard variant, and if you love it as much as most people do, then eventually get the Prime just because it's a very aesthetically pleasing look. But definitely one of the best support frames, if not the best support frame in the game, period. And for that reason, everyone needs to try her out, or at least get a friend with her to join you on your games and make life that little bit more easier. That is it from me in this one. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, drop a like and a comment down below, and subscribe if you're new, and stay up to date with all my future beginner guides on Warframe. That's it from me. I'm out. Peace.